Hello everyone, back tuning into Snow Watch. So it's probably the latest Snow Watch that I've ever done. It's the 15th of April, but we have got some quite cold air coming down from the north over the coming weekend, particularly in the next 24 hours. The air is going to be originating from somewhere in the North Pole, and it will be bringing a parcel of really quite cold air down across the country. I don't think we're going to see snow in the south and the southeast, so you're going to have to be on higher ground, and you're probably going to have to be from the North Midlands northwards to see anything wintry, and even then it probably won't amount to too much away from the high ground, but it is fairly significant because we are so late into the year now. We're also got to worry about frost overnight, setting to sunny. That was a very cold night for the time of year, which will do damage to tender plants. So just I thought we'd have a quick look at the snow potential this weekend. Of course, did Storm Watch yesterday for the first time this summer, and now we're on to Snow Watch today. Just going to show you how variable the weather can be in the UK in spring. So I'll talk you through the charts in a second, but very on with that, just say about the ads. There's links to articles on the pages. Have a browse, widgets, click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks very much for doing that. There's also video ads on most of the pages. They open up in content and then they'll close back up again when you've watched them, and it pays for GazLoveBiz.com. It allows me to do the videos and the updates and written posts and keep the website completely free of charge. So thanks very much for getting involved. Thanks for doing that. Right, we're going to start off with facts chart for tomorrow morning. This is the human interpretation of the models by forecasters at the UK Met Office. This is for 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and you see this succession of fronts, occluded fronts and cold fronts that's clearing the UK by 6 o'clock in the morning, most of it down over France, most of them down over France, the Low Countries and Germany, although they have still got an occlusion across eastern parts of England at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. It's behind all of these fronts that the air is going into the north. If you follow the isobars back, the air is originating from a very long way north. It's actually originating from somewhere in the North Pole. So they've got a parcel of really quite cold air singing down across the country, certainly for the time of year over the next 12 to 24 hours. This is how the GFS is seeing things. This is for midnight, and again we've got a succession of fronts down across the south and the southeast, and behind those fronts that we have the winds going into the north. Again, follow the isobars back, and the air is originating from somewhere a very long way north, so a parcel of really quite cold air is being sinking down across the country. Those northerly winds extend down to all parts of the country through the course of tomorrow. You really will feel it. It'll be a cold day with temperatures for many places away from the southwest coast anyway, struggling to get into double figures. Doesn't sound all that impressive, but for middle of April it is quite impressively cold when we stay in single figures all day. These are the upper air temperatures for the next few hours. So this is 6 o'clock in the evening, and you see the southeast is still in relatively mild air, but the cold air is sinking down through Scotland and Ireland already, and as we go through the night, that's going to push further and further southward. So by Saturday, the -5 ice firm there is covering most parts of the country. That will make it feel significantly colder, especially in comparison to what you would expect at this time of the year. So we've got precipitation. We've got heavy rain down in the south right now, and we'll have a look at radar picture from the weather outlook in a second. But we've got this really wet weather down across the southeast of the country right now, and then we've got another front sinking down through Scotland and Northern Ireland and Northern England, and that's the one that's introducing the colder air. The GFS precipitation forecast wants to congregate the rainfall around Northern England, particularly through Lincolnshire and down into East Anglia overnight. That will be mostly rain on lower ground, but come up towards the Pennines around Yorkshire, for example, you could well find some of that turning wintry. So into low levels, you might see a few flakes of snow in the morning across northern England. And on high ground, over the Pennines, over the moors, you may well find a bit of a covering of snow in places. That carries on through the course of Saturday morning, sinking down towards the Midlands, particularly the North and the East Midlands during the course of Saturday morning. Again, there will be the risk of wintryness over high ground, so flakes of sleet, maybe a little bits of wet snow coming through over the highest ground of the North and the East Midlands, not giving widespread snow, of course, by any means. And then that sinks down into the southeast, probably as thundery showers during the course of Saturday afternoon, and it turns drier behind it. So let's have a look at the charts from the Weather Outlook, the precipitation type forecast. This is based on the GFS model. So for 6 o'clock in the evening, we find this heavy rain down across the south with another band of rain from northern England, and we can see it is turning to snow across Scotland and across Northern Ireland as well. In fact, why don't we have a look at the radar from the Weather Outlook. So this is the latest radar imagery. You can see two distinct areas of precipitation. One very heavy mass of rain in the southeast, and then we've got rain stretching up through the North Midlands into parts of North Wales, into northern England, and then it backs off in towards southern Scotland. Across southern Scotland, this is producing a little bit of sleet or snow on the highest ground. Then it turns drier, and then we come into these showers across northern Scotland. Many of these are turning wintry right now. So you can see the precipitation forecast on the GFS for 6 o'clock in the evening is a pretty good representation, actually, of what's going on at the moment. So if we run through these charts, we'll quickly go through over the next few hours, and we can see that at 9 o'clock this evening, the rain from the southeast gets out of the way, but this rain from northern England is sinking down in towards the Midlands and parts of Lincolnshire, some of that quite heavy with vibrant colours mixed in. Remember, where we've got the white hashed area, that's where we've got sleet and snow. We go into the early hours of Saturday, and it really is across northern England that this band of precipitation is congregating. So across parts of North Wales, northwest England, there's risk of some sleet or snow, mainly over high ground, but maybe a few flakes at lower levels. Down towards Lincolnshire, it looks like it's mainly rain then. We go through into Saturday morning. This is 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We find this band sinking further south in towards the Midlands, and there is hatched white in the Midlands at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, indicating there's a potential for wintry conditions. I don't think this will be widespread snow, but don't be surprised to see a few flakes of sleet or wet snow mixed in across parts of the North and the East Midlands during the course of tomorrow morning. And then the whole thing sort of dies a death as it sinks further down towards the southeast on Saturday afternoon. I think that could spark off a few thundery showers. It looks fairly insignificant, but as it's running into the slightly milder air and unstable air in the southeast, it might spark off a thundery shower. And then it all turns much drier as we go into Saturday evening. Just have a look at the Euro 4 model. This is a high-resolution model from UK Met Office, and this from website Weather Online. So again, precipitation forecast 6 o'clock in the evening with two areas, heavy rain in the southeast, the second band of rain across northern parts of England with some wintriness over the highest ground. We go through into the early hours, and that rain in the southeast gets out of the way, but the rain band across northern England continues to sit there, producing quite a lot of rain. There is pink in with that, particularly around North Wales and towards the Pennines, so there is risk of some sleet or snow. Not a great deal, but the risk is there over the highest ground. And then we go through into Saturday morning with that pushing down through the Midlands into East Anglia and South East England as a weakening feature. And generally, this is just suggesting rain, but I think there is the chance over the highest ground, particularly places like Buxton in the North Midlands, that we might see some sleet or wet snow mixed in. And then finally, the high-res WRF model. Again, that shows these bands of precipitation moving southwards over the next few hours. We finish up with the main band of precipitation across northern England at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. A mix of rain, sleet or snow there through parts of northern England. Again, don't think it's going to amount to anything on lower ground. There might be a bit of a covering on higher ground. That moves down through the Midlands, maybe even giving a few flakes of snow parts of the Midlands tomorrow morning before it all gets out of the way and weakens during the afternoon and turns dry overnight. The concern then on Saturday night would be frost, and this is the temperature forecast finally from the GFS model, quite widely below freezing, in some places going as low as -3 or -4 degrees. For the 17th of April, that is very cold. And it is going to do damage to any tender plants for around. It'll kill them. So you've got to cover up your delicates over the weekend. So that's how it's looking. I think we are going to be mainly seeing rain for much of southern eastern England. Risk of snow will be, or sleet, will be across the North Midlands, Northern England, particularly around parts of the Pennines, Lincolnshire, down towards Yorkshire, those sort of areas over elevation. Could see a few flakes of snow tonight and tomorrow morning. It won't be a widespread dumping, but fairly significant because we're so late in the year. So if you get a few flakes of snow, you manage to take a picture, then you can send them to me at gazzaviz@gmail.com, or you can tweet me at Gavin Partridge on Twitter, and I'll share those with viewers and followers. Right, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.